Getting dicey.
Too many caps.
I don't think anyone's watching tonight, which is honestly the amount of people watching D&D has gone right down, but the number of channels doing D&D has risen heaps.
Oh, it's just like the Wellington amateur comedy scene.
Oh no!
Such a perfect allegory.
Oh really?
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks. Basically, before COVID, it was like a certain number of viewers and a certain number of channels, and then over COVID, channels and viewers went up heaps. And now that COVID's kind of done, the viewers have gone back to what they originally were, but there's heaps more channels.
We need more disease.
Bring back lockdown is what I say.
I actually really liked lockdown.
I loved it.
Me too. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, it's unanimous, guys. Done.
Let's get some sound going. If you've got it running, Sirenscape. Okay, it is morning. You guys slept through the night. I believe there was some uncertainty about whether or not Harry was going to kill you in the middle of the night. So I believe there was some... because you'd heard stories about how he had killed some of his team, I guess, after they had touched some of that water.
Yeah. Never a good story to hear about your new host. Like if you went on Airbnb and like a couple of the reviews were like, "Oh, he killed a couple of our party," you'd be on edge. Is all I'm saying.
I think you'd be.
But ages ago, though.
It was a long time. It was like 30 years ago.
Unconvicted though.
Yeah. You guys can all hear Harry walking around in the sort of open area outside the bedroom. I can't remember. I think Gildon, you slept on the rug in front of the fire. Is that right? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember where everyone went, and I'm just looking at your token. I'm like, that seems like something you would do.
I think I was going to, and then everyone thought it was weird.
Oh,
and then I think we ended with me demanding a foot rub or something, and been told no.
Fair enough. What's everyone doing? How did everyone's sleep go?
Pretty well.
Yeah,
that's how I always sleep when I think there might be a killer hosting us. Yeah. Sleep like a baby.
There's plenty of sort of bird sound and insect sound coming in from the outside. Looks like it's a pretty nice day out there. You've all woken up and you're still feeling that pull towards Kalderra as well. It's still there. It seems to be ever present.
Which way is that?
From here, it's heading sort of southeast from here. You'd come up from the south out of the cave. And wasn't able to find a direct road back up due to some rock cliffs and stuff like that. And so you followed along until you got to this clearing where this cabin was, and that's where you are now. So I think that pull is sort of coming from the east to southeast area.
Refresh. I'm not trying to be difficult or relitigate anything here, but because we feel the pull and we kind of know which way we'd be going anyway, why have we got Harry to help us back? Is it just that it's hazardous terrain?
No, sorry. Just as a recap, he didn't know about Kalderra. He had no idea it existed. You told him about it. He asked if he could come along.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And yeah, I get it now.
So I think Harry's just rummaging around, putting some stuff into like a small bag. Like he's quite excited. He doesn't know how long he's going to be going for. He's sort of pottering around, packing some stuff up. Lots of noise coming from that area of the house, of this little cabin.
That's going to wake Beeko up from his uncomfortable sleep against the door to save his companions' lives against potential murderers. But he dreamt that he was absolutely the machine of athleticism and nimbleness. To celebrate, he is totally going to try and do a backflip.
Oh,
Can I roll athletics, perhaps?
Please,
Or
please.
acrobatics,
Yeah,
maybe.
give me an acrobatics roll.
All right.
It's always
So
a great
Beeko,
way to
as
start
soon as his
playing.
eyes are open, it's just going to go, straight over. No explanation needed.
In this
And
tiny little
rolls
room.
a 9 with a +6.
It's not good. Is it a forward flip or a backwards flip that you're attempting?
Backflip, for sure.
sorry.
You get up, you stand away from the door, take a couple of steps forward, and just like leap feet overhead and try and land it. And you just land on your heels and slam against the door and crumple down in front of the door, basically into the same position you were just moments ago.
Morning, guys.
What are you doing? What are you like? Waking up and trying all sorts of funny things. We're in a guest's house. We are the guests in someone's house. You don't want to be messing about.
Everything all right in there, guys?
Sorry.
We're all fine, thank you. Thank you. Harry. All right. Well, we should gather our possessions and we should not muck about and we should get on the road. We don't want to be hiking through the wilderness in the middle of the night again, you know?
I gotta agree with you on that one, Lovejoy. Harry is a machine and he's giant. So anything comes near us, he'll just straight up murder face them. So I think we're pretty good. Oh, let's go get Gildon. Whoop! Beeko opens the door.
I think we're all lost of where Gildon actually is. I think he was in the...
Gildon's he's sleeping on the bear skin rug by the
Oh, okay.
fire, ashes of the fire. Yeah.
So with Harry sort of knocking around and with Beeko causing some noise in the room, has that woken Gildon or is he a solid sleeper?
He's a solid sleeper for sure.
Okay. You guys, both Lovejoy and Beeko, you come out and Harry's putting the last of his just a small number of belongings. He's got a little some paper and a pencil and stuff that he's putting into there, as well as just a few little trinkets of like wooden crafted stuff that he's made. He's putting them into this little bag. And on the table, you can already see there's like there's four spots that have been laid out with little wooden plates, little carved wooden plates, and it's just like some greenery. It's like it's like some herbs and just plant life and cabbage, like lettuce leaves, and just a very leafy salad set up on each of the plates. Feel free to help yourselves, guys. Just a standard morning breakfast.
That's very kind of you. Thank you, Harry. And where will I get the protein from? Is that cooking on a stove, or is there a stew or something like that I can supplement this with?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't eat. I don't really have any kind of meat or anything for you. But I'm sure once we get back to Kalderra, I'm sure you'll be able to find us furbolgs. We don't really need anything like that.
Oh, my apologies. Oh, hello, Tom. Tom's been offered up as he's roasting on a spit outside.
Close the cupboard.
My apologies. I did not realise. Please do not take that as an insult. This salad, breakfast salad, that looks lovely.
And he sits down,
Gary?
his just massive sort of a shape of him sits down in one of his big chairs, and he just slowly picks up and just chews on some of the it's very fibrous, very kind of thick leaves, and is just sit there chewing, just grinding them against his teeth. So when are we? Oh man, I'm really excited to check out this Kalderra place. When are we gonna get out of here? Get out and do this.
I like that enthusiasm, Harry. I reckon maybe straight after breakfast. What do you guys think? We could capitalize on the old big ball of light. Hey, Gildon with the
Oh. Gildon wakes himself up with a big snore. It comes alive, his eyes pop up. Oh, sorry, we had a terrible dream. Oh, sorry. I realized everyone's standing over him. Just slowly creaks his old, well, I guess he's slightly middle-aged body. Stands up. Says, green salad. And just shoves it in his face.
I'm
Okay.
going to sort of say under my breath to Gildon, Gildon, there is no meat available.
You got any like feta or something? Actually, he looks at the big sheep-looking man. So maybe not.
Insensitive.
I don't mind vegetables.
I'm going to roll mine into like a big cigar. Like put it all in the middle and then roll it up like a cigar and then like a
Not
big
like the
green
shape
kebab.
of a drumstick.
No, more like the shape of a cigar.
He's missing meat so much he has to shape it like a big steak or something.
And Harry, oh man, I was so happy that you guys found this place last night. Tell me more about Kalderra. What? And he's just like hunched like over you, Beeko. Like he's really excited to be talking to you. What's it like, man? Tell me more.
It's really fun. They have festivals and they have food and they've got there's people there. There's heaps of people and they're nice. I feel like I just want to go back there like all the time. You should come there too. You'll probably get a party like we did. We got a party.
You will.
I will.
I think so.
That's one thing we learned. We weren't there long, but they'd said every time someone new arrives, you get a party. You get a festival.
Oh man, so you guys had a party too?
Yeah, unfortunately it was interrupted by some goblins. There was an abduction.
Oh man, that is a bummer. I hope my party doesn't get interrupted like that.
We killed so many goblins. I think we should be good. But you never know. They're pieces of shit, I think.
All right. Well, if there's nothing specific that needs to be done, you guys will pack up your stuff and finish up the breakfast, and you go to leave. Is there anything you guys want to do before leaving Harry's cabin? Nope. Okay.
Thanks, Harry.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's go. And he's following along behind you two. You three, sorry. And so he's kind of, he doesn't know where to go. He's feeling that same pull in that direction that you're all feeling as well, but it's quite confusing for him because he had always associated that pull with the cave. Instead of heading, basically when he had felt that pull, he got to that point where he had to pick left or right because of the cliff face, and he went right and found the cave and would go in from there. But this time you will take a left, and he's quite confused by this, but after 5 or 10 minutes of traveling in that direction, the rocky cliff faces sort of ease out, and a natural sort of path forms and heads up that gradual slope up the hill in between all of these trees. And Harry is, oh man, I've never been this way before. This is crazy.
Do you know who he sounds like? He sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait.
I was trying for I've forgotten his name. There's another actor I was trying for, but I don't think I got the deep enough version of him, so it ends up being Bobcat Goldthwait.
I like it. It's a throwback.
Yeah. I can't believe it. This is so close to my own house.
I've never been this way, Harry, but it looks pretty good. It feels right to me. And there's sweet trees and stuff. I like trees.
And it's actually quite a beautiful walk back up this hill. The trees, it's not like it's a overly dense area of forest. Plenty of lights coming through, and there are birds flying over the top through the canopy of the trees. And Harry's just taking it all in, and seems to be really enjoying it. Lovejoy?
I think Lovejoy would be a little bit on edge for little animated rock people, and he's keeping a much closer hold on his positions, and also kind of scanning in his periphery all the time for little rock beasts.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. Give me a perception roll. This is just going to be your new passive perception during your journey. It's gonna just for this part.
No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah.
Well, whichever's highest, your current passive. Okay, so we're just going to take your current passive perception. You're on alert. You're keeping an eye out. But you can't help but be distracted by the same things you might normally be distracted by. Harry talking about some of the perfect kind of leaves that you can grab for a really hearty breakfast, and how the fiber from them really, and it just details it all just a little too much. But you're caught up in some of the storytelling as well. And before too long, you get to a point where the gradual ease, the gradual sort of steepness eases off, and Harry says, "Nah, it's crazy to think that this is so close by. I can feel that pull within me. It feels really strong from here."
You feel it? You feel it too?
Yeah. I've been feeling it. I just always assumed it was from the cave. I mean, it's about the same kind of strength, but I just never felt it out here before.
It's strange, isn't it? It's like this. And the people in Kalderra, they feel it too. They talk about it. They talk about how they're all drawn there.
Cool. You take those last few steps over the rise. And there's that familiar view. You're looking at it from a slightly different angle this time, but you see the familiar town of Kalderra a few hundred feet down from the edge of this rise.
Lovejoy falls down to his knees. I never thought we'd see it again. Honestly, fellas, I thought we was goners.
Oh, that was quite a goblin hunt / fall into the whatevers and the King Pal and the Harry. It's all happening, guys.
They are going to be stoked to see us as well, I imagine.
And
you think so?
We'll be greeted as heroes.
I will say that the seeing Kalderra, it doesn't just bring you to your knees, Lovejoy, but Beeko and Gildon, you're feeling overwhelmed by seeing it way more than you might have thought you would have been for a town that you've only spent 24 hours or so within. But it's just that combination of that feeling you have inside of you, knowing that you were about to see it as you were coming over that rise, and then you finally saw it. And it just that connection between your what you're seeing with your eyes and that feeling that you're feeling within you, it's quite overwhelming, and you feel like you're home. You feel like you're returning to a long lost home almost.
What a
Because
place!
just gonna start running. Come on, Harry, this way.
Harry's just sort of standing at the top of. He doesn't have that same connection that you guys have. He's not feeling it in exactly the same way that you are, but he is feeling that pull towards it. He's got this big smile on his face as he looks down, and you can see down in the town people walking around doing just day-to-day stuff. And there's way off in the distance a familiar face of Todd. He's just been looking around. He looks over. What's that?
Is he far away?
Yeah. He's quite far off at the moment. But he
God!
sees, and he looks up. He hears that, and he looks up, and he's like freaking out. Like he just can't believe that he's like throwing his fists into the air, his fist bumping. He's like, oh my God! And he just starts sprinting towards you up the path and up towards the edge of the rise where you are all standing. Let's bring up some.
I'm gonna jog towards Todd.
Okay, he's just got his arms up in the air and he's screaming. It's almost he's just screaming. It sounds like gibberish. Like he's oh my God, we thought you were gone. Oh my God, it's you guys.
God!
Gildon! Beeko!
Todd!
Lovejoy!
Beeko's so happy he's
Hello,
going
Todd.
to do a forward flip.
Okay, give me an acrobatics.
Whoa.
18.
Describe that forward flip for us.
So Beeko's going to be running towards Todd, and he's going to have a little extra bounce in one of these steps. He's like, oh, that's the whole momentum thing. And he's just going to jump and like roll over to get to about head height of a normal person and then land on his feet and keep running. Todd!
And the same sort of thing happened when you first met Todd. Both Beeko and because of the speed Beeko's running and the flips and stuff, he's getting closer to Todd than the rest of the group. And Todd and Beeko meet, and Todd just like throws his arms around him, and he's like jumping. Beeko, 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 Beeko! Oh, I thought you were dead. We all thought you were dead.
Kalderra, we made it. We killed the goblins. We said, "There's Harry."
The excitement coming off this guy is just intense, and he looks. So he hasn't even noticed Harry at this point until you mention it, and he looks over, and somehow his excitement level is just raised like twofold from where it already was. And he's trying to contain it, but his eyes are wide, and he just runs up to Harry, standing, looking up at this big blue form of this furbolg, and he's like, "Oh my God!" He goes, "Okay. I'm Todd. This is Kalderra," and he sort of like gestures behind him. This is gonna mean another celebration. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Harry, party time. The apples are good.
Harry is overwhelmed, and he's got a big grin on his face, and he's like just smiling down at Todd. I'm Harry. It's nice to meet you, Todd. And him and Todd have this sort of basic connection of getting each other's names, and Todd's like, "Oh, okay, I've got to do what I normally do, which is I've got to take you through Kalderra, point out all the highlights, like I did with your friends here."
Gildon's near me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Gildon, don't you think it's a little bit mysterious that Todd always seems to be the one to greet these news people?
Like Todd can sense new
He's
people.
in on it. No, he's in on it. There's something fishy about Todd. We should keep our eyes on Todd.
In on what?
I don't know. But there's something weird about he's always loitering on the outskirts, knowing it's like he knows when there's new people about to. I think what if he's a demon, Gildon?
A demon?
Well,
He exclaims loudly.
no.
I feel like
Don't just.
Harry and Todd both sort of look over in your direction, not really sure what you're talking about. And
I
there's
look
just
at
like
them suspiciously.
and they just look like confused in your direction, and just get back. And Todd's like, "I'm going to show you where. I'm going to show you the church. I'm going to show you where you can get a good meal. And there's a blacksmith, Barris. I can introduce you to Barris."
Oh, and in the church, Harry, there's like a chamber, like a tube there, and you can fire off magic in it. Sorry, I can fire off magic in it, and it's like there's no magic in the center. Which, I mean, you'll be well up for that.
I'm just going to say, look, just be careful you don't use magic here, okay, Harry?
Beeko's going to hold Todd's hand, and Harry's hand is just going to jump around, trying to get them into a jumping
You managed.
circle. We made it back. We don't die.
For just a moment, like the smile was about to drop off Harry's face completely with the reminder of his inability to cast any sort of magic for a magical being like a furbolg. But Beeko manages to distract and grab his hand and bring sort of Harry back into the excitement of being in Kalderra. And Harry really is taken back. He hasn't seen this amount of people in a very long time, and he's just beaming, massive smile, and he can see him sort of going from building to building, person to person, looking
Until he
at what
gets to the
everyone's
broken
doing.
wand. Oh, another reminder. That's what he used to call me.
And he spots that church, the sort of the building in the middle with all the greenery surrounding it. And he just sort of focuses on that for a bit. And Todd notices, oh, that's the church I was telling you about. I have to show you the church. We've got to show you and help you experience Aristal in all his glory. And Harry's. Oh, sorry, Lovejoy.
No, okay.
Okay. Harry is quite excited. Yeah, the guys here told me all about it. I'm pretty keen to see that in action, to be honest.
Well, there's not really much to see. I wouldn't get your hopes up. It's just like tube.
It's almost like you'd be seeing the non-action, inaction.
Yeah,
It's what you don't
Lack of
see.
action.
And there's
It's like
the little inch bit.
It's
You
the
know, with
notes you
the...
don't play.
I don't know.
there is a lot that you don't see. But I'll tell you what, if you are interested in any kind of holy phenomenon, I can give you some pamphlets and we can have a chat later.
I've still got the one that you gave me last night. And he's,
Well, I got plenty. So
Okay.
if you ever lose it, yeah.
this guy sounds pretty cool. But I do like Aristal.
Yeah,
It seems
yeah,
pretty good too.
Not much to really compare.
And I'm just going to say quietly to Harry, they really do. They quite like Aristal around here. So even though when you see what he can or can't do, which really is nothing, act impressed. They quite like him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do that. And you're saying that, from what I remember, you're telling me that this Aristal, and he looks down at Todd. Aristal, these guys are saying Aristal, like, consumes or destroys magic or something. Is that right? And Todd just... They've already told you about Aristal. That is amazing. I knew you guys would come around. I knew it. Everyone does when it comes to Aristal. He's touched you just like he's touched all of us.
Wow.
Well, yeah, in a way.
And then sort of Todd's like flicks back to Harry. Oh, and I've got to take you to meet Edric, the townsmaster as well. And so he stops for a moment. He goes, "Oh, speaking of Edric, you guys, he'll be wanting to talk to you after what happened yesterday."
How's the boyfriend? We must know.
Oh yeah, boyfriend.
Yeah, he's in recovery at the moment. I think he's going to be okay.
How's his back?
Oh, not good. That is, he took quite a beating from whatever happened in that cave.
Well, luckily we've got our friend Beeko here, and if he doesn't have the mushroom for what ails you, then that mushroom doesn't exist.
Yeah, I can totally help out. I can make it not hurt as much probably at some point. If you want.
You could make him a poultice.
You can do that?
Oh, Joy, that's totally the word I've been practicing with you to say properly. I don't say it like that, but Lovejoy's good at it. Those things, yeah, one of those.
Poultice.
Let's see what else.
A mushroom poultice. Like a duxelle.
Like a what?
Duck cell.
Mushroom squishies, I prefer, like rather
That's the one.
the P
That's it.
one. Yeah.
That's right. I've just remembered about your legendary hatred of the written word.
yeah.
It's not to be trusted, right? Like, yeah.
We're an oral history guy.
Yeah. Like, songs are pretty cool.
Yeah.
What?
Tom,
Oh, sorry.
do you reckon we could get a free lunch? Like, we did make it back alive, and we saved a boyfriend, and we found Harry. I was thinking maybe some free lunch. What do you guys think?
I'm sure Wilfred would be. Look, no one even knows you guys are alive, other than maybe some of these people. He's pointing out some of these people that are looking at you now. But they all thought you guys were goners. Get down to the Broken Wand, and I'm sure he will look after you guys. I guarantee it. what I can do is I can take Harry, I can show him around, and you guys get down there, have something nice to eat. I hear he's got meat of the day. I'm not sure what it is, but it's still on the menu, so that's a good sign.
Oof.
Keen. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm walking a bit quicker now.
And he shouts out. And don't forget to find Edric. He should just be taking down some of the decorations from yesterday. And then he talks to himself. He's like, although I guess we should be probably keeping them up. Oh, another celebration. And you
As
guys,
we're walking,
yeah,
I'm going to be like, wait, who's Edric?
it's a
He's
name.
like the big-
Yeah, it's a name that Todd mentioned when you guys first got here. I don't think you've had the chance to meet him. He was the townsmaster.
Kind of like the burgomaster of Kalderra.
Oh,
And we knew another burgomaster that was obsessed with festivals. This guy doesn't meet the same. Hope not.
oh, it just dawns on Gildon that Harry can't use magic, and he shouldn't have mentioned to not use magic.
Yeah, that really bummed him out for a minute there.
You should bring it up again. You should make a massive deal of apologising.
Oh well, I'll say sorry about it.
Well, yeah, you guys have walked off. The from the direction you guys have coming sort of entered Kalderra, you're very close to the Broken Wand, and that familiar tavern. Do you guys remember a little bit about what the last time you sort of stepped foot in here? There was a bit of upset. You know, he did end up giving you guys somewhere to stay for the night, despite the sort of. It was a little tense.
I broke their plate.
A little tent.
It's 3 little tents. Yeah, it was a little tense after the breaking of the plate and then the melding of the plate. So, you know, there's not a lot.
That up the minute I walk in the door. How's that plate? One piece still, I bet.
He's like, throw it out.
Is there a crack?
There's not a lot of noise coming from within the Broken Wand at this point.
Is the door open?
Lovejoy is gonna like burst through the door and proclaim loudly, "We have returned."
There's like Wilfred standing behind the bar is shocked to see. He's like shocked for a moment before just a big smile sort of appears on his face, and there's like 1 or 2 people currently sitting down tearing bits of bread off this loaf in the middle of a table and sort of biting into it, and they sort of shocked when the door gets kicked open, and they look at you, and so one of them is like really like he's pointing at you, and the other guy just sort of like looks up and then goes back to eating some of the stuff off his table. But Wilfred, for some reason I don't have a face for him, but he comes over, he takes the tea towel off his shoulder and sort of places it on the bar and walks over to the 3 of you, and he's just so apologetic. I'm so sorry for how I treated you. I didn't. What you have done, what you 3 have done for this town, what you were willing to do to save someone that you didn't know just so quickly, so brave. I'm sorry.
Wilfred, your apologies are not needed here. I get what you're saying, and look, you know, perhaps we could have all handled ourselves a little bit differently, but you're right. We really did go out on a limb for someone who we didn't know, and we were immensely successful. And now we have returned as conquering heroes, and I mean, we weren't doing anything else anyway. But I think, you know, it's a massive achievement. We know it's a massive achievement.
A lot of goblins.
I
a lot of goblins.
I heard
A
the
lot of
cave.
goblins.
I heard the cave collapsed completely. How?
That wasn't our fault, though.
I wasn't.
We still survived.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten into the meat and potatoes of the story yet. Speaking of which, meat of the day.
Meat of the day.
3 of them, please.
Absolutely.
What is the meat of the day?
for what you did yesterday.
On the house.
For as long as you're in Kalderra.
Oh, Wilfred!
Your meals, the roof over your head, free of charge. While you're, until you get your house of your own. Until we get that sorted.
All you can eat.
Why would we bother now?
Wow.
I mean, once
Thank
you get,
Wilfred.
I'm sure the abode that you'll end up with will be free of charge as well. That's kind of
Wow. That's
But let me and
hospitality here is off the hook.
we have Kalderran trout today. The fishing was amazing yesterday.
Hope it's as good as the Kalderra bitter or whatever it was that you had.
Oh, the Kalderran ale. Would you like some of that as well?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Free of charge.
Teetotal.
Not
I think I'll just
surprised.
have water because the fish swim in the water, and then I can pretend like I'm a little aquarium with food.
Oh,
in me.
yeah.
Thank you.
He pours a glass of water for Beeko, puts another couple on the table just in case someone, you're thirsty, and he goes out the back to organise meals for you. And after 10 minutes, comes back with these 15 minutes, however long it takes to cook a good trout, comes back with these beautiful looking assortment.
Sous vide it.
Cold smoke to hope.
Taking about 6 hours.
Manuka smoke.
And he's
3-star Michelin.
he's throwing in one of the Kalderran loaves as well, just to
Why does everything have to be prepended with Kalderran? Kalderran,
like
Kalderra bitter, Kalderran loaves.
It's
Just
not.
loaves.
They
trout.
haven't. It was. They're very proud of what they can make here. In
There's
Kalderra.
no other option. There's no import-export industry. It just seems weird calling it Kalderran ale.
They do. Some of the stories you heard and you've overheard just in a short time, there is some comings and goings from Kalderra, but it's very reduced.
There is?
Yeah, there was a mention of it a long time ago, but it's not something that is. No one leaves permanently. People might go and they won't mention where they're from to try and keep Kalderra kind of secret. So they'll
So
go.
there's not like deliveries from out of town, someone coming in and going.
The only
It's someone
people
leaving here,
Yeah,
going out and coming back.
That's right. And it doesn't happen overly regularly. So what they can do here, because people don't like that feeling that they get when they get too far from Kalderra, a certain distance from Kalderra, that warmth, that guidance, just disappears. And,
It's called the real world. Get used to it.
and they
Yeah.
that feeling's got a name. It's called disappointment.
Yeah. Well, these guys are like homesick little children. But I'm
Guys.
really happy to be back.
you're very
Italian men, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ew, mama's boys. And
And honestly, the meal that has been served up in front of you, it's one of the best meals you've had in ages. It's way better than any of the meals you had out on the road in that caravan that you were a part of. This has been really well prepared. And
how's it
Wilfred
compared
looks.
to the salad?
Oh yeah, I mean that's up to. Would your character prefer a salad or some fish? What do you think? It's up to
Probably
you.
fish.
Yeah,
Fish.
yeah. There's a little side salad though, but it's just not as fibrous. So maybe nice. It's not as fibrous as what Harry had served up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Harry all about the fibre for a particular reason? Is it just because he's a sheep man, or is he a regular?
He's just.
4 stomachs.
It's just for he needs that fiber for such an acidic stomach that the furbolgs have.
Okay. So that trout will be going straight through him.
Well, he's not there
He's not
with.
with her.
He's not with
Oh,
you
that's
guys.
right. He's not. He's been taken off by Todd for Celebrationsville, hasn't
He
he?
wouldn't eat it anyway. I don't think he eats fish.
I'd be surprised. Yeah, I'd be surprised
Yeah.
if he ate
A
fish.
pescatarian, maybe.
Yeah.
Guys, we did it. Like, this is what
We're back.
victory feels like. Like, we've got a cool place to live, got good food to eat. We're like already there.
Free food for life.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
I can see us all being quite happy here, gentlemen. We have landed on our feet. Time to put our feet up that we've landed on and rest and relax on our laurels for all
Yes.
eternity. Oh, this is going to be great. I love it.
We can recount our stories to the people that come in here.
Oh,
I'll be sitting by that fire over there.
Yeah.
I'll be at home. Not doing that.
One of the two people that were sitting in here having their breakfast has sort of come over to talk to. He's like pulled up a chair and he's sitting down with you three, and he's just wide-eyed and excited. He's like, "Thought you died."
Nah.
We thought we were dead as well, several times.
Did you?
But each time, through our cunning and our bravery and our smarts, some would say that is cunning, and our
wits.
brilliance and our
stretching.
charisma and our stretching and our mushrooms and
Oh,
and all
remember
of
that big mushroom?
Oh, so we got some stories for you, young man. Gather round.
Biggest you've ever seen.
Give me a performance roll just to see, so we can see what sort of flavor Lovejoy puts onto this story he's telling. This audience of one.
That's a 10 plus
Like
3
our
for 13.
But more people.
Good night, everybody. And by that I mean nobody.
But nobody.
So good.
With a roll of a 13, you give a pretty good performance to this guy who is all ears, and everything you mention, he's just one ear. He everything that you mention, he sort of repeats to himself, just with excitement as well. So you mention like these large centipedes. He's like, "Oh, centipedes." And you talk about like the mushroom. "Oh, the mushroom, man." Oh my God.
He had the biggest cap you've ever seen.
Just a big cap on him.
Yeah.
And he could talk. And he was a murderous mushroom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't kill us much.
And then there was a magic pond where the magic doth floweth freeth. But it did stop when we were there.
Magic pond.
It's blue.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was it's dangerous.
This goes on for I don't know how many details you skip and what you've embellished.
None. No stones left unturned.
Literally every step of the way.
3 days later.
Yeah. So are you telling him about like the tome and the page you found and all the no?
Oh, you're not.
Okay, so we are
everything,
skipping.
but-
Oh, we're going to skip some details.
I don't want to offend Beeko by bringing up books or the written word. I don't want him to peck a sad.
Yeah, and by the end of it all, you sort of wrap up the story and you're like, and now we're back here, kind of thing. And he's just like, wow. Here I was, I thought you had died. Okay.
We thought we'd died too, several times. But through our cunning, and our brilliance and our bravery, Lovejoy goes to start the story all over again.
What's...
Are you going to finish that bit of fish, Lovejoy? Are you going to eat
Yes.
that? Oh, okay. Cool.
You get back to eating after finally finishing the story, and the guy sort of like is just sitting there in some of that sort of just silence. Not sure if there's more to the story or not. He's like, okay, well, I'm glad you guys are all right. It's real good to see you guys fighting fit and back on. Little Sid is lucky to be alive thanks to you guys.
We thought we were dead. We thought we were dead several times, but Lovejoy's getting ready to go into the story for a third time.
Let's
Wait,
take
who is Sid?
Sid is the
The boyfriend.
using context clues. The boyfriend that you saved. Yeah.
No, see, I knew that, but Gildon did not.
Yeah, he lets you. The guy says that he's using context clues. Is the guy that you saved.
Just call him boyfriend like everyone does. What do we call him? Sid?
That's what we called him when we were down in the cave. We thought we were dead.
Yeah.
I thought you were dead too.
I thought
you were dead 3 times over.
Yeah, we thought we were dead 4 times over. Every time. But through our cunning and our bravery,
Now,
Do we-
so on
Do we want to take a 5-minute break? How are you guys feeling? Quick break?
Yeah, you can take a quick break.
Okay, let's take a quick break.
Righty.
Check my bread.
See you guys at a mo.
Okay.
Right.
I'll-
See you shortly.
all right.
Do some stretches.
You got to do the stretches. Man. Let's have a look. I just want to see what's happening on Twitch at the moment anyway. There's 4,000 people watching a girl sitting in a bikini.
There you go.
There's 86 people watching just all D&D right now.
Oh,
That is a rough set of numbers. Hoo-wee.
did Critical Role murder all their fan base or something?
No, I mean, I think Critical Role is still playing. I think they play on Fridays, our time.
Okay.
But yeah. I do want to. I will say a big thank you to our Patreon supporters while we're here. Since this goes out on YouTube, they might be watching us on YouTube a little bit later. Big thank you to Andrew Evans, Cappuccino, Lyndon, John, Squished, Drop Shadow, QSD, George Friend, and The Foolish Fool. These people have been supporting us for so long, and it's hugely appreciated. So big
Saluting and clapping noises.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. Can we do we have any sort of clapping noises that I can?
Maybe the whip of appreciation.
Oh, whatever. We can give them this.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah, that.
Maybe we need to play that when I'm thanking them every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know where my whip has gone anymore. I had it. I was really stoked when I got that working, and then for some reason he screams first, almost like he wants it to happen. Yeah.
The goblin with the whip walks forward with the whip, and he's like, ah!
Yeah.
He goes to walk away.
Where is that? Wait a second. Let's just turn on the Goblin Cave for a second. I'm just curious now.
It's the hidden filter.
Let's-
It's like Shannon's audio.
Maybe it disappeared. Oh, that's annoying. No, I don't know if I'm ever going to need it again, but I liked having it.
You could do manual, like.
Ah!
There you go. You just have to practice on the same every time.
Yeah, you gotta make it sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
Are you happy to be back in Kalderra?
Yeah, man. Beeko's feeling way less terribly insecure and inferior and on the border of madness than normal.
Right, yeah. So with Call of Cthulhu, you're not as big of a fan of it as in comparison to D&D?
Yeah, D&D's my flavor, eh?
Yeah.
I like D&D.
Yeah, no, fair enough too.
Beeko's got some cool stuff going on.
Oh yeah?
So since he's at level 3, he's now a swashbuckler. And to wrap that in a bit of flavor text for Beeko, he's going to call that anatomical misdirection.
Ooh,
So
that's cool.
what swashbuckler actually does is sort of gives you some advantage to use sneak attack in melee where you normally wouldn't be able to.
Right.
How I thought Beeko would do that is with his stretches. He's kind of one of those people where their elbows go backwards a little bit.
Oh, like he can hyperextend?
Yeah, hyperextend and do things that shouldn't be reasonable in combat. So he kind of gets the drop on people. You know how in all the cool movies, they'll come in for a stab with a knife and then they'll drop it and catch it with their other hand and stab?
All the cool movies have that one.
Like that, but
Yes.
just really awkward. And he probably wouldn't drop it or catch it. Yeah.
So not like it.
Not like it.
Similar.
Yeah, it's
Not if he doesn't drop it and catch it. Does he fake them out? He makes it look like he's going to drop it and catch it, and they're like, "Hoo!"
Yeah.
But then he just follows through with the normal stab.
Yeah. So you like slow down and then just speed up again. Like they're like, why would you do that?
Ooh.
Yeah. That's why it works.
I reckon that would fool someone. You're like, oh, he's not going to, and then you're like, stabbed.
That's it.
I think that's the way to do it, to be honest. I'm going to pick that up as my new technique.
Yeah.
Your stabbing competitions.
You never know when you need it, right?
Exactly. I know when I need it, when I'm about to stab someone.
Yeah. Everyone is just a knife warmer on legs.
Knife warmer. There's another one like what?
You want it warm.
The goblin's
Above room
pocket.
temperature, but not hot.
Right. Sounds like I missed a hell of a break.
We wrapped up the campaign, actually, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
You rolled a d20 and that was it. We're good.
Well done.
Oh.
Well done. Been waiting for one of those.
Yeah. I'm just having a look over my notes just to.
So Aristotle kind of emerged from the tube like a big toothpaste being squeezed out, and he was actually the bad guy, and he stabbed him to death.
He was a paste as well, so it made it really easy to just stab it.
How great would that be, though? If it came out like white, red, and blue stripe.
yeah.
Like in McLean's.
Remember that toothpaste?
Did you guys ever have that? Like remember those ones that came with like the little thing that you could push down?
Oh, the plastic one?
Yeah.
I did get that a couple of
I
times.
never got that as a kid,
But
but
I
I
got
wanted it desperately.
clear
Oh,
blue
never as a
ones.
kid. Never as a kid.
Yeah. I had like a
I did.
the rich kid that like I knew had it. Of course he did.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had fucking everything.
Yeah.
His dad was
How
an ex All Black, so they had like the best place in the whole area that we lived in.
Still had teeth.
Can you share the surname of the All Black? Or
Gosh, I got to try and remember now.
All.
See, Adam wouldn't have fucking forgotten the All Blacks. It was
It would have been like a
Shane
1970s All Black.
Oh, they don't count.
So
I'm out. Already.
yeah. Because
I was hoping you were going to say it was Josh
Oh, no,
McCaw.
actually, it might have been early 80s, I guess.
Sean
that-
Fitzpatrick.
No.
Olo Brown.
is it that Pine Tree Man?
Pine Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Meads.
I can't remember his surname. God damn
Ian?
it.
Colin Meads.
Jones.
30 seconds.
Yeah, Ian Jones.
I'll get you the surname. I guarantee I will get you the
Okay.
surname.
Heyman.
No, not Heyman.
Umanga.
I reckon Morgan was the surname?
Ah, yes.
Captain.
Big Morgan.
Everyone's favourite All Black, Big Morgan.
Major Morgan.
Joe Morgan.
Sex Organ Morgan. I remember him well.
He's dead. Okay.
Oh.
Well, only
Brain
just
injuries.
I had to bring it.
no, he only died like a year ago. No, sorry, 20 years ago. There we go. That makes me feel a bit better about it.
Close enough.
You feel better about the fact he died young.
Well, it
Interesting.
would. Well, he wouldn't have been young.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been young 20 years ago. That's for sure. He would have been
Okay.
probably in his 50s.
That's pretty young to die.
Actually, yeah,
Pretty young these
yeah.
days.
Oh, yeah. There we go. He's 57.
Yeah, that's about
passed.
my age.
Well, see, now I feel bad. I feel bad even talking about it now. Anyway, his kid had that toothpaste.
Yeah. I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah.
Rich toothpaste loving motherfucker.
How's the
Sounds right.
toothpaste now, eh? It won't bring your dad
Imagine-
back, will
Oh
it?
my God.
Imagine if he died because there was something in that particular toothpaste that was like carcinogenic. And he just had too much,
No,
too
he had
much
a
of the special toothpaste.
he had an accident at a construction site, by the sounds of things.
Don't fucking bring it down to like the facts. Well, the fact is, he actually died in this. Oh my God.
I can see why no one watches this anymore.
Yeah.
Such a down buzz.
Yeah. Like hating on the keepers of toothpaste and
Anyone who was watching,
please
like
come from there.
anyone who was watching, clicked the close button the moment I said, "I'm glad he's dead." Actually, 20 years ago.
Yeah. I had some of that toothpaste though.
Was it good? It was toothpaste. I'm sure it was
It's
great.
just
to be
normal
honest.
toothpaste.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of plastic on the fucking thing was insane.
Yeah.
For some reason,
'Cause it had the cap
I
as
would
well.
always
Right?
get a
Toodles.
fancy toothbrush. Huh?
It had like the plastic see-through cap, right? And then it had like the plastic mechanism.
Yeah.
Top
the whole thing,
technology.
once it's empty, it's
See-through
like
plastic. Who've ever
90%.
heard of that?
Anti-drip nozzle.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What
Would,
about
like-
soap?
Close.
Did you guys get the soap Cleopatra? It had a little sticker of Cleopatra on it. That's
Oh,
pretty good.
sexy. In the
It
shower.
rings a bell.
Yeah, it does ring a bell.
Yeah.
Blue and
Not-
gold stripes,
Oh, maybe.
like Tutankhamun's mask, his death mask.
That's what the soap was
Speaking
made
of
from.
death,
Tutankhamun was only 13 when he died, wasn't he?
oh, see, that's
Yeah.
that's dying young.
Now that's bad. Yeah.
Construction
Sad.
accident as well.
Too soon.
Yeah, of the Great Pyramids. He was lifting the final marble slate into place and it fell back and ripped his head clean off.
Damn.
My God.
Sounds like what happened to Joe Morgan in
Oh,
2002.
come on. It's a real person.
Sorry.
Good at him.
So bad. Such bad taste. Awful. Genuinely awful.
Yeah, that,
I'm
Almost
like
as
playing
bad
to
as
Twitch. Yeah, that's,
that meme and the fucking that one where you went oof, mega oof, singing
oh,
oof and Homer. Don't even say what it was.
no,
It's
I
like,
won't,
oh,
I
bad.
won't. That
I
was
don't
bad.
know why I brought it up.
yeah.
But there's been a lot of bad taste going on.
There have been actually. Yeah.
And not in the Peter Jackson way.
No.
No, that's a good movie.
Great movie.
Speaking of good movies, what are we doing in this tavern? This movie, like
Okay, let's get some.
Love that segue.
Let's get back. Let's get back into it. All right. Yeah. What
Wilfred,
is?
are you aware of any untimely deaths you can regale us on?
It wasn't us because of our cunning
That's right.
and the other ones.
We could be like Del Peterson from Wayne's World telling the same story over and over again and people just getting less and less impressed by it.
So what? Yeah. What's next for you guys? You've had what I guess is like a nice brunch. I think at this time, maybe like a very heavy early lunch.
okay, well,
Famously heavy. Quite an oily fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovejoy's thinking, job done. I'm just going to
Yep.
chill out and relax and wait for the next festival, which is going to be Harry related.
do you guys like
Very
gambling? Oh, sorry, what?
Gildon, I was just saying, I'm very satisfied. Like, this place feels really good, and my tummy's full. We've done the hard work yesterday.
Lads,
Yeah.
we could set up our futures here. Beeko, you could be your little mushroom seller and advisor. Gildon, you could start up your own sort of... I don't know if a rival religion would go down well here, but you could be like a religious advisor. And
Like
I
consultant work.
could sell
Gambling
antiques.
advisor.
Gambling, yeah.
Lovejoy, you can do those little things which are worth lots of coins.
Well, yeah, worth, it's variable what they're worth. If I've ever made a deal with you, probably wasn't worth much, but every now and then something comes into my possession which is worth a packet.
You can have all the packets.
Yeah. Sure. I sure can.
Well, the problem is I owe a lot of money and I got to pay it back. So
Well, after some time, sure, you can head back to wherever you want. But me, boys, I think I am a made man here. And I'm a hero.
yeah, that's true. You are. You don't have 40,000 gold pieces, do you?
Not yet.
Oh, there was heaps of gold and coins in that cave, Gildon. Like, maybe in a few months we could trek back and pull that all out.
Was there?
Yeah.
Mm.
You did have that.
Didn't we stuff a
bag.
bunch in our bag?
Yeah,
Chock-a-full.
I think you grabbed a bunch of
I
it.
grabbed a bunch of gold from that first cave.
With that
Yeah,
big
I
rock
grabbed-
guy
Yeah,
that
yeah,
half
yeah.
killed me, yeah.
For
Yeah.
290 gold pieces, but it's only a drop in a bucket.
The
A small bucket.
Yeah,
A big bucket.
goblin cave that you were in had a bunch of coins, like thousands of coins, but they were of copper and silver. Only a few sort of gold pieces, but there was enough, like total to as a collective would be a decent amount.
Dece. 40,000.
Not that decent, no, not that decent at all. But there was some. I can't remember what was grabbed. I remember Lovejoy grabbed a few. There was like a little bone statuette, I think, and a little velvet mask, I think, of some sort. There was like some stuff, some little trinkets.
Antique things.
Yeah.
I was mainly focused on the trinkets, but also some gold.
Yeah, right. So I can imagine that you guys would have grabbed maybe the equivalent of about maybe 30 GP each.
Yep. That's what I grabbed. Exactly that.
on top of those little trinkets that you got, and obviously Beeko, I believe you found a potion of greater healing in there as well.
Yeah. And Beeko grabbed some scimitars and some short bows and honked them into the bag of holding.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you guys are. Oh, sorry. Is there something else from Gildon?
No, it's just remembering the bag of holding. That was a thing we found.
Yes. Yep. Bag of holding as well. You guys are taking stock of how much Gildon owes the church and sort of talking about the future here in Kalderra. And when the doors to the Broken Wand open up and someone that you haven't met before, well, the face seems familiar because when the young lady came running in screaming about her boyfriend having been captured, he was there, but you didn't get a chance to really speak to him. You just jumped to action and went off to help. And this guy is maybe a 6 foot tall, just human. He looks to be in his late 40s. He's got sort of salt and pepper beard and close trimmed hair that also has signs of grey in it as well. And he's dressed pretty nicely for what you've seen of Kalderra. And he says, "There you are. Todd had told me you were alive, and I couldn't believe it. I had to come straight here and see it for myself. I am Edric Townsman." It's nice.
Oh! Lovejoy, tell him with the where we've been and the stuff. Hi.
We can barely believe we're alive as well, Edric Townsman.
Yeah.
We thought we were dead. We thought we were dead so many times, but because of our cunning, because of our bravery, and Lovejoy starts to rip straight into the story again, boring everyone around him, no doubt.
But Edric is taking it fully serious. He hasn't heard this before. He's listening to every word that you have to say.
It's this big.
The other people at the table, they're sort of just like get up and like they're done with their break. They're out. They're just
Slam the door on the way out.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Edric, this is amazing. We all thought with the collapsing of the cave that you were done for, and
Well, we thought we were done for too.
Several times.
Yeah. Lovejoy thought he was done for.
I thought I was done for.
Yeah.
I thought these guys were done for. Because of our bravery
Did you?
and our cunning.
Yeah.
well, it's thanks to you that Sid is alive and in recovery.
How was young Sid?
He seems
Not
to
the
be,
rapper.
He seems to be.
Little Sid.
He seems to be quite traumatized, as I'm sure you understand. My daughter.
He was in a bad way when we found him.
My daughter
Is
hasn't
Sid,
left his.
sorry,
left his
Edric.
side.
I hadn't quite finished yet. said. I just thought it would be really funny to talk over the top of the townsmaster while he was. Was Sid from a wealthy family at all? Do you know?
No, not really. No.
Is there any wealthy families here?
Things run a little differently here in Kalderra. Money doesn't really get you much here in Kalderra, so it's no real purpose for it. But what we do have is sort of put together as a means to obtain things from outside Kalderra.
Oh.
But yeah,
I
sorry.
really like your town. Do
Beeko.
you run it, Mr. Edric?
Beeko gives his focus. He's been sort of listening to Lovejoy that whole time, and has only just sort of moved his focus over to you.
This is 2 hours later, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, Beeko, right? Is that right?
That's me. Nice to meet you. High five. That's why you're the townsmaster.
What was your question, Beeko? Sorry.
Well, what I normally do with my questions is I'm like thinking of something, but I don't know it. And then I say that question out loud. And then sometimes, like if I'm lucky, people will reply with it. You know?
Yes, Kalderra is quite a beautiful town, isn't it?
Yeah, I love this town. Like, it feels really nice. How do you do that?
Well, I know you've already been explained and shown the power of Aristal, and I partook in the celebrations, and I understand that you've brought another into our fold. Is that right?
You met him, didn't you? He went to see you. Harry.
Todd just was showing him the church, so I haven't met him yet. Todd popped out to let me know that you guys were here, so I haven't met Harry yet.
Harry is his name. Yes, he's a big lad, and you'll be pleased to know, could not be less magical.
Okay. Well, I mean,
You can't do magic.
That's good. That's a good thing.
I said you'll be pleased to know. Honestly, try as he might, it's a no magic zone. Just like the tube that you've got.
He may as well be Aristel.
Sacrilegious.
Blasphemy, yeah.
Mohammed.
Let's not go too far there, Gildon.
This guy's got the patience of a saint. I like it.
Similar, and then
Similar in that he has no magic. I don't know. He's
like the anti-Arista, the Antichrist. If you
yeah. And I heard that Todd is a demon.
Todd. Oh my god.
Is that true?
No, it's not. Where are you hearing these things?
Where are you hearing that sort of rubbish from?
Up on the hill.
Anyway, let
Someone
the man.
said
Edric,
it.
Edric, sorry, mate. You carry on.
Have you spoken to Barris yet? Since you've been back?
No,
Blacksmith.
Yes, yeah, the blacksmith.
no, not at all.
Okay, and he puts his
Is he all right?
elbows onto the table and sort of looks a little serious
Rude.
for a moment. He says, well, when you lot went into the cave, Barris and a few other townsfolk took a little look elsewhere, did their investigations a little off to the side. They found another set of tracks, and they followed them out towards where we know the ruins are. And these tracks, they followed these tracks as long as they felt comfortable, as I'm sure you understand that feeling of comfort within you. If you get too far from Kalderra, it starts to wane. And they went as far as they felt comfortable, and then they could hear the growls and cries of goblins and countless other creatures.
At this, Beeko will stand up. Guys, let's do it.
What?
Oh, So Barros went out and heard in the wilderness some creatures and some nasties. I mean, they're out there, man. The world's a big place.
This is quite unusual for Kalderra, Lovejoy. We've never had danger of any sort of type this close to our small village. For goblins to have taken one of us, put my daughter's life at risk along with it.
Well, I'll stop you there. I don't think you'll need to worry about those goblins again because we have killed all of them. They're dead.
I don't doubt the ones that were in that cave are gone. But these were others.
Once they get the message, though, they'll be soon hot on their tails out of there.
Yeah.
Because we messed them up.
And
we messed them up.
He turns to Beeko. I hope it's not too much to ask, Beeko. And I don't know if you're able to convince your friends, but if it's not too much to ask, I wouldn't mind knowing that you'd be out there ensuring that they don't get close to Kalderra.
Very least we can do is talk to Barris. I think that's pretty doable. What do you think, Gildon? Lovejoy? He helped us out. We can see what he has to say.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look,
Do you have anyone to protect the town?
Well, that's the thing. It's never been a concern for us here in Kalderra before. So no, we don't really have the weaponry and the equipment, and I would hate to have to bring weaponry into our lovely little town. If we...
Yeah, wow.
Look, I don't expect you to do this after everything that you've already done for this town.
Okay, that's good.
I mentioned...
Well, it sounds like we're in agreement then. We'll just leave it there, I think.
What did you mention?
I mentioned
for the night.
The gold that we have accrued for, the goings, bringing stuff into Kalderra.
How much you got?
I'm sure we could
40,000.
take some of that. 40,000.
I don't think it's a real number either. He says that a lot. Like, numbers are pretty big, but they're not that big.
I can't give you 40,000 in gold. I can give you maybe 1,000. I can give you 1,000 in gold.
1,000.
Well,
Very generous, Adric.
Hear him out, Gildon. I mean, not that we would ever do this for money, of course. I mean, I'm almost insulted that you'd... Gildon. I personally am almost insulted that you'd even offer a reward, but skills aren't cheap.
I mean, the Kalderra owes you a lot already for everything you've already done.
And that is true. That is undisputed.
And I do mean to ensure that you're well looked after. If it's not money you want,
I know.
Then name it. Then name it.
Wow.
As long as it's within reason, I will do everything I can to ensure it is yours.
Wow.
Well, let me just ask you this. Do you already have an antique industry?
No, it's not something that we've got one Eric is quite fond of this timepiece he has, and that's about all it's really all it goes.
I don't think Eric has that timepiece anymore. Does he? Didn't he trade it to me at the festival?
I believe so.
So you've got the only antique in the village already.
I'm the only antique trader in the village.
They only have new stuff in this village.
Guys, we got to go talk to Barris. I mean...
All right. Yeah,
I like sleeping in my house, not waking up dead, killed by goblins. And if we can save some more people before we even need to save the people, there's efficiency. Like, what do you guys think? Come on. Yeah.
Okay.
Is the festival like when are you Edric?
Yeah, Edric. Yeah.
Edric, when are you thinking we might sort of begin this endeavour? I mean, we've literally just come back from a horrible time at I know there's a festival planned. Harry's here.
I mean, I'll just make sure that we delay the starting of the festival until you're back. It's quite simple.
This guy is so nice. Like he runs us down and stuff. It's so good.
I was thinking we could even have the festival first, maybe, and then if you're still keen in the morning, then yeah, sure.
I'm worried that if you can't do it today, maybe I can send some Kalderrans out to.
Don't send their boyfriend out.
I won't. I don't want to risk another Kalderran being taken.
All right, Edric. I think you've made your point, and I'm sure there's nothing out there anyway. We'll go out. We'll take a look. We'll be back by probably tomorrow. I don't think there'll be any goblins left out there, to be honest with you. They would have heard what's happened. They would have scarpered a distance. We'll go check it out then. That's fine.
Okay, I go to
Gildon?
leave, but I'm going to go and talk to Barris. But on the way, I'm just going to hand a little pamphlet to Erdrick that has the word of Pelor on it. Say, if you ever need anyone to protect your village, you need a strong god, right? And that Pelor is number one. He's really very powerful, and for a small fee or donation every week. You okay there, Lovejoy? You got a cough?
I have a bit of a tickle in my throat. Yeah, I'm just thinking about.
Well, I'm just going to hand.
I just
Lovejoy
became overcome with guilty because I was thinking about Aristal.
Yeah, I was going to hand you a one of these pamphlets. If you ever have a sore throat, you just pray to Pelor, and it will clear it right up.
Or Aristal. So
no, he doesn't. I mean, he's a nice guy, I'm sure, but if you're looking for someone to stop goblins, just think about it, okay, Edric?
Edric takes the pamphlet off you and sort of reading through it. He's being very polite. Yeah. Thank you. I'll take a look over this when I have time.
If you have any questions, just come straight to me. I'm the representative in this area.
Okay. Well, that makes you the first in Kalderra, I guess.
Yep, first, not the last. Hey, come on. You could be number 2. All right. I'll see you later.
It's like Avon.
Yeah. Okay.
Beeko's going to stand up on his chair. Guys. We've got our next adventure. Let's go.
Beeko,
go Barris first.
Don't get your hopes up, Beeko. I think there's not going to be anything out there. I'm just doing this to humour the old man.
I know, but we're the heroes. We go out. We find, I don't know, an ugly frog. We just hit it with a rock. We come back. Party every day. We get free food. I mean,
it does sound pretty easy.
It does sound easy, which is good for me. Sounds good. I cannot just. Did you hear him? He said no other antique dealers in town on a monopoly.
A monopoly.
Oh.
I don't know what that is.
And one antique.
Well, that means suppliers.
You're very constrained. That's true.
Small.
Yeah, prices just go woo.
Yeah.
Supply is small, but demand is infinite.
Yeah. Unless this place is all killed by goblins, and then,
that is true.
Yeah,
supply will drop.
Let's go talk to Barris, guys. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
he'll know what's
I'm walking.
Cool. You guys head out of the Broken Wand and head just a little further down the street, this dirt path down to the familiar joint blacksmith and general store, where Barris works. And as you walk up, you can notice that the blacksmith area is unattended to at this point. So if he's around, he's probably in the store. You.
Tring.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm just going to bring up some details.
Barrats.
As you enter into the general store, you can hear, "Over here, guys!" And he's sort of walking out of a door off to the left of the general store, out towards the blacksmith. It's like this weird. You guys have gone into one, he's come out to the other, and you head back over to him at the blacksmith. And Barris seems like Wilfred, happy to see you, but very apologetic. I'm amazed. I thought you were a goner. I thought.
Well, we thought we were dead too, Barros, but it was tough out there. Through our bravery and our cunning.
Let me stop you there for a minute, Lovejoy. I just want to apologize. I would like to apologize. I thought I was strong enough. I thought I was man enough to join you in your adventure with those goblins, but it's been so long since I've seen combat that I just couldn't do it. So I'm sorry. I had your deaths plaguing my mind.
It was looming large in our mind too, wasn't it, boys? But through our cunning and our bravery, Lovejoy really wants an opportunity to tell Barros the story of.
I mean, if he goes into it, I think
It was a big mushroom.
The story is such an anticlimax, and then we found a big mushroom
and a very tall sheep man.
Yeah. And then
trout. I've met Harry already. He seems like a very nice man.
He seems nice, doesn't he? But that's not the story we were told. We were told he was he had a dark past. Not a demon. He had a dark past.
But he makes awesome food, and he made a new drink for us as well, and he's good with his hand.
Which of us don't have some sort of darkness in our past there, Lovejoy? Kalderra here is all about, and us, Aristal here, is all about forgiveness, and that's what brings us here. That's that warmth. That's that guidance. It's to forgive and forget.
Oh, I certainly wasn't ever to go at Harry. I'm just saying it was, quite dangerous. Don't think it was all roses out there for us, Barros. It was tough. Bloody tough.
I heard there's more goblins around. Is that?
Yeah, tell us, what sort of sound did they make?
So you've already spoken to Edric, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. He's already told you we followed some extra tracks. We've heard some sounds of some goblins and other creatures. We think they're hiding up at the old ruins.
Old ruins. Were the other creatures, do they sound way smaller than a goblin?
I don't think what we heard was goblins, but they were speaking goblin. They sounded fierce. They sounded ferocious, and it sounded like they were like they had some sort of wild animals or something with them.
Oh,
that doesn't sound good at all.
Well, surely you're not afraid of just a wild animal. There must be loads of wild animals in these forests.
yeah.
If it was just
Deer. No. Possums.
Was it a possum?
the
Because they
sound
can
of-
sound quite scary.
They can actually sound terrifying.
Yeah. They sound like
I think
they've
it was
got
a
cold.
possum.
It's probably
Guys,
a possum.
He's heard a possum. It looks like we're going possum trapping.
Yeah, explains it.
Oh,
It was no just wild animal, Gildon. I know a wild animal like a deer when I hear it.
What about a possum? Have you heard a possum?
Yeah, we get them around here.
They don't sound like you'd expect.
At all. They sound terrifying.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
Well,
you said old ruins, Barris. Are they like run down, a bit mildewy? Hey, some mushrooms growing nearby, perhaps.
I don't think it was mushrooms that they heard.
Ruins, though. Ruins, Gildon. That's It's like mushrooms, fairyland. They love that
Mushroom
stuff.
City.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should go.
I mean,
They're
they
probably
might be.
attracted to mushrooms.
The ruins have been there for hundreds of years, so I'm sure it's a good breeding ground for some mushrooms, I'm sure.
There might be
what are they
antiques there.
What was that? Sorry, Gildon?
There might be antiques. Lovejoy. There's a ruins.
Yeah.
What are the ruins of, dare I ask?
Ruined mushrooms. No?
There's a large-ish sort of tower, which is in disrepairs, obviously, ruins. That comes with the description.
Large-ish.
I didn't think it was, as new.
It's not like a village or anything, just a couple of small stone buildings and a small tower. There was rumors of mages holding up there hundreds of years ago.
Ages.
Like little crystally things and stuff, Lovejoy. Oh, you'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it does
crystals,
sound-
pendulums.
sound
Yeah. Guys, how about we pop out
Yeah.
this afternoon, clear the place out, pop back, festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Barris, can you tell us where it is, maybe? Audibly? Where it is.
Don't write it down.
Yes, absolutely. It's the same. Look, I'll detail all of that for you. If look, I do have a small request, and it's more of my way of showing that I can maybe be of assistance. Is may I come with you? Could you use my strength?
For sure. You're huge, Barris. You got that big hammer thing. Yeah.
You did shit your pants last time. You said that you were.
I mean, well, I didn't actually shit them.
Well, you wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
I
I've
but
done
It
that.
happens.
Lovejoy,
also-
I feel terrible that I figuratively shut my pants. And
I just want to make sure that you are comfortable with this, because I don't want you coming out there and then losing it, wrecking it, and then running all the way back here. You'd rather, if you're not up to it, just say there's no shame here. No shame here.
That's a pretty good strategy too, Lovejoy. If things get dire, Barris
Yeah.
can gap it back to town to get help. And we can yeah.
Well, we could all
That's true.
run away. To channel.
If you do shit yourself, run away from them, not at them.
Well, Barros, I think you need to have a long, hard think. We won't stop you coming with us, but you need to know that you're potentially going to be facing off against a possum. So,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
and if there are goblins there, I mean, we've killed so many already that you can sit back and take notes.
I'm a bit curious, Barris. If you're coming out with us, are you gonna wear some sweet armor and stuff? Like blacksmiths, maybe the big anvil as a helmet? That would be so cool.
Oh.
he sort
Go
of
for a helmet.
he smiles and says, "I've got something that I can use to keep me safe, for sure, Beeko."
I bet you do. Big
What it is?
anvil hammer. Yes.
Well, how do
And
we
you-
get there? Is it very far?
He details that basically you go the same way that you went to get to that goblin cave, and then if you just head another, I think from that point, from that cave, he sort of gives you a little bit of a direction. If you just 10 degrees to the west from there and keep going, you'll see a path that seems to have been taken by these goblins, and that leads you down through to the ruins, downhill the whole way. And after an hour, you'll see a clearing in the trees. You'll see the tower of the ruins from through the trees, and then you just make your way directly there. We heard
About an hour and a half.
from here it'd be about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm coming around to this idea. We go out to the ruins, scare off the possums, come back. We're heroes all over again. There's a whole nother story we can tell
Yeah.
over and over again.
Hero
Forever.
life.
Free buffet.
Yeah. Every day. Like,
Yeah,
this,
you're right.
how many directions from this point? There's like one over here. There's one over here. There's gonna be like a cave. We could cycle through. Let's go.
You don't suppose Harry's would like to check out these possums, or
Yeah.
he's
huge.
probably not. He's probably not a fighter though, right? He's kind of more of a reader.
He's big though. He could like pick up a goblin and like throw it into the tower from here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell out the door, Harry, Harry. They don't have phones back then.
No, but you hear like a door open and the voice of Todd is like, "We're over here. We're in the church."
Suspiciously close again, Gildon.
He's got the ears of a demon. Todd, bring Harry over. We want to ask him if he likes to pick up goblins.
Yeah.
There's no response. He's just kind of said, "Oh, look, we're in the church," and he's disappeared back into the church. You know how excited Todd gets about everything in the church.
There's not much to see. I don't.
He certainly won't be seeing anything noteworthy if Harry's in there, bloody firing blanks.
Let's go get him. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah. Should we jog over there?
Yeah. Let's go.
I love the idea of he's all jogging.
I'll jog everywhere.
Down the little path, down onto the little cobblestones, and through to the doorway of the church. You guys single file jog, and you open up the door, and the matriarch is standing inside the church with Harry, sort of towering above her, and she's just sort of finishing explaining a little bit of like, she's just explaining the part where it says, "So if you'd like to, if you've got some magic you'd like to." Aristal, show your power to Aristal, by all means. And
He
Harry
can't do magic.
cuts through the church. Gildon's got me on that one. I don't actually have. I'd love to see this power of Aristal, though. And he turns to you three. Are you guys able to? Do
No,
this?
I can't do magic either.
I can't do magic either. But Lovejoy, he's got the.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Gather round,
Come
children.
on, Lovejoy.
Okay.
Lovejoy.
I'm gonna do one blast in there, okay? And that's it.
Blast it in there.
I will blast it in there. I'll blast a ray of frost into the thing.
Cool. It soars from your hand, goes through over that sort of tube, and as it hits into the middle, it just implodes, and disappears, just without any sort of sound. Just implodes in on itself. And Harry was like watching everything. Like he was watching you. So the first time he's seen, I don't think. Yeah, I know you did some magic for him. I think. When you visited as
Mended his spoon.
That's right. So he hasn't seen this kind of magic, this overt show of attack power, and he's amazed by it. He's watching as it soars across the church and into that void, and disappears. And you can see his mind is just racing. He's like trying to figure out exactly what occurred. And he looks back at you. Can you do that again?
I'm not a performance seal, Harry. I'm very tired from my exploits over the last few days. I think we've all
Daria,
seen
is
it.
it all right if he does it a few more times? Is that okay? And Daria,
10 minutes.
Daria nods. By all means. When someone arrives, they have an ability to see Aristal's power. So sure.
Well, you've seen it now, Harry. It doesn't get any different than that. It's just the same thing over and over again. I'm very tired, Harry.
Gotta shoot another bolt in there.
Yeah. Go on. It's not something we get to see all that often.
Yay, Lovejoy.
Lovejoy holds out his hand and I think it's like an even smaller little spurt of ray of frost. It's just like a
Dribble of frost.
unenthusiastic dribble.
You have to kind of aim it up a little bit because it's just going to lob down into. Yes. Despite the pitiful trickle of frost that comes out, Harry is still just absolutely absorbed in what's happening. And he stands back and he's kind of looking at the ground and his mind is racing. His eyes are sort of darting back and forth, and he looks over back to you, Lovejoy, and back to the void. Oh man, this really is. Aristel is amazing. And he walks towards it, and Darius says, "Well, if some have heard Aristel's voice or his name when within the void, by all means, see if you can put your head or body part, or arm or whatever in and see if you can experience Aristel further."
Just hop in there.
And Harry sort of looks at all of you a little bit concerned, and Todd's excitedly nodding, and we've all given it a go. Not all of us are lucky enough to hear anything though. And Harry just leans forward, both hands on the tube, and just sort of like leans forward and pushes his head really slowly over the tube. And he just waits a minute, and he's kind of like looking around like he's trying to hear something.
Aristel.
and he sort of stands up straight and says, "Wow, this thing really is something." And Todd is super excited. He's like, "Now that you've seen his power, oh my god, we're going to have this celebration. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, we're going to get it ready. There's going to be fireworks. Oh, fireworks. Oh no. Well, the fireworks are done. We used them all. We used them all yesterday."
You could say you've blown your load.
Yeah. And Harry's a bit. He doesn't really know what fireworks are. And Todd and Daria explain to him, well, back in the days we used to use magic to celebrate Aristel, but when we sort of outlawed that, we moved to other things, and we celebrate with fireworks, we celebrate with streamers and ribbons and stuff to replicate sort of the feel of magic without actually using magic. And Harry's sort of nodding when he goes, "Oh man, this is a real bummer. So I don't really get the same kind of thing. That's kind of disappointing."
No, well, I think Todd's getting a wee bit ahead of himself anyway, because the festivities have actually been postponed. Todd.
Oh yeah.
What?
Harry.
What?
Yes.
The village has been attacked.
What?
Wielding goblins.
Break it to him gently. Jesus.
Yeah. Harry, you're going to have to come with us like pretty smart. Let's go.
Oh, well, what are you talking about?
I'll tell you when we get there. We're hunting goblins. We're going to protect the village.
No, man. I don't live that kind of life. I'm not going to hurt anything.
What about if it's running at you with a sword? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, they're all going to come in and kill you.
Or a possum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just gross.
No,
You're pissed.
I want to. You guys brought me here to this beautiful place. I want to check it out. I want to see it. I want to meet everybody. I want to find out what this place is all about.
You can check it out while it's in flames after all the goblins kill it. But all right,
I'm just I'm a big boy. I don't have much in the way of stats of anything, really. I'll just die really quick.
I get the picture.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll take that chance.
Harry, maybe you protect the village. We'll be back this afternoon. How's that?
Yeah, you can be a lookout.
Yeah. Me and Todd here will look after everything, and we make sure it's all good.
Yes, Todd does seem to have a knack for showing up at just the right moment, doesn't he?
Perfect lookout material, Lovejoy. I like it.
Yeah.
A little too
Okay, guys.
perfect.
Let's get going. What do you reckon?
All right, you
Okay.
guys head for the church door, and Harry and Daria and Todd sort of remain in the church, and you can hear as you're leaving out the door, you can hear sort of Harry saying a bit more of that sort of like, "Oh man, once you described those fireworks to me, I was really bummed out. I'm not going to get any of those fireworks. Do you think maybe for one night, one celebration, you could maybe we should just use magic? I reckon Aristotle would just love that." And Daria's just kind of like she's a little concerned, and Todd sort of, you hear Todd as the doors close. "I'm not sure if maybe we don't want to disappoint our new guest." And the doors shut on the church.
The old die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you're ready to take your weaponry and head on out towards towards the direction of the ruins, by all means you can. It's the same sort of off to the west. You cut across the fields to the west to get through to the goblin cave last time, and as you head up the hill to leave, Barris is standing there, and he has on he's removed his sort of his workshop apron, and he's just got on this really, really nice, but it looks like it might be 10 years old. It looks like it's a little aged. This leather
Antique.
armor. This leather armor it looks like maybe he's gotten a bit bigger since the last time he wore this, and he's put it on, and over his shoulder, holding it with one hand, is his enormous warhammer that he's balancing on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Barros's Warhammer.
Yeah.
What about 40,000?
Yeah, I need 40,000 gold coins.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Cool. You guys got through everything I wanted to get through tonight, which is perfect.
What was that?
Sucking down the chode of information.
What was that?
I think that's what it must have been.
It's crazy how quick you got that, Reagan.
I've seen it before.
So you finished everything I had.
Genuinely, what was that?
That was slurping up the content.
I was close. I was close.
Yeah. Slipping.
Yeah, sorry.
Slip that story up.
Oh, it's nice to be back in Kalderra. I'm excited to see where we go from here on in. I was trying to think of whether or not I should tell you how far in we are, but then I thought that kind of might ruin things, so I'm just not gonna say a thing.
This is
It might
I prefer.
ruin things.
It might ruins things.
We might head to the ruins.
Oof. we just slip up that pun.
That's how we should start all of the ending.
Yeah.
All of the show. Gagging on the information.
All right, I gotta jump.
All
That's
right.
my time.
Okay.
Thanks, all. Good game.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing,
GG.
man, and thanks to everyone who was watching. Sorry, let's have a quick look. I was taking a look when we were on our break, just to see what the kind of numbers are. There are 111 people watching Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, not really when there's 4,000 people currently watching a girl in a bikini on a bed. So,
Well, that's well understandable. I mean, what do you think you're competing with?
that is true. I didn't think I was competing with them, but I guess I kind of am actually.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway,
Especially when they play D&D as well.
exactly. And they've got boobs. That's a tough one to win
Well, I
against.
might just tune in anyway.
Instead of playing,
Yeah.
we start losing our players as well, not just our viewers.
They're just going to watch another Twitch channel.
Yeah, so thanks to people who did stop by. We'll be back same time next time. Yeah?
Thank you, everybody.
Not with boobs.
Not with boobs, though. All right.
Zero.
Good night,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
Yo.